Go on there. Hey, everyone, it's Kristi. How are you doing tonight? I hope you're doing well. It is Friday night. It is time for a happy hour, and Kevin doesn't have his fucking headphones in, do you?
Of course I fucking don't. You didn't have me to.
I mean, I didn't badger you to. Get your headphones in, mate. I don't want to be dealing with echoes. This is what he's like before we go on air, by the way. We might as well just not hit the start broadcast button.
I am the very bastion of professionalism.
No, that's true. This is actually not like when we're off air because you're finding your headphones rather quickly this time. Normally it takes you 3 or 4 minutes.
Well, I knew where they were this time.
They didn't slide down the couch seat.
No. Well, no, they didn't. No, you make it sound like that's weird. Right, I've got there's a little gap between the couch and the table I used at the side of me. It's just off camera, and it fell down there, and I didn't look for it, and then I put some stuff on it.
Kevin, mind the gap.
I don't mind the gap at all.
But so Kevin, how are you doing now that you're beheadphoned? Is that a word? Beheadphoned?
Yeah, I am beheadphoned.
Good.
But yes, I'm very well. How are you?
Well, I'm really digging this new avatar of yours. You want to tell the people a little bit about it?
Well, I mean, there's only one place to go, really. After you've been all of the different kings, you can only be the King of Kings. Jesus H. Christ into the third himself, Junior, Esquire.
Technically, that's Yahweh.
Well, unless you're a Trinitarian, in which case they're all 3 in 1, but 3 different, but 3 in the same, because that makes sense. So
no, I don't though.
No, of course it fucking doesn't. I mean, I'm literally starting off the show with what was supposed to be a light piece of what do you call it? Fuck's sake, blasphemy.
Yes.
I couldn't get the word bastardry out of my head, and technically she wasn't married, so technically Jesus was. But anyway, it's a different matter. Yeah, a light piece of blasphemy that's turned into some pretty heavy blasphemy. But as I've said before, what are they going to do? Add time onto my eternity in hell? No. So go crazy.
Exactly. In for a penny, in for a pound.
Exactly. The old phrase was that you might as well get hung for a sheep as a lamb or something. Basically, yeah, commit lots of crime. That's the official stance of the happy hour is commit lots and lots of crime.
No, technically, no, it is not. But I have to say that the problem with that analogy or that little saying, as you were, is that I don't know the relative value of sheep to lambs, and so it took me a little while to realize what you were comparing is worth in that.
Yeah,
hanging.
Yeah, it's basically if you're going to get caught for a petty crime, you might as well do a significant thing because that's worth more, if that makes sense. I mean, it's a slightly if you dissect that one, that is strange. That's a weird, like, what are you being taught there exactly?
Well, you could call it rational choice theory, like they do in economics, which is the benefits to the costs. So if you're going to incur massive costs, you would rationally want to get as much benefit from what you're going to have to pay anyway. So it's a cynical calculation.
Well, exactly, yeah, but what kind of morality is involved there?
Oh, it's not
you're literally
morality
saying,
at all.
Well, exactly, yeah, but it's sort of like a saying is supposed to imply or imbue some morality through the ages, like the parable of the lazy mouse and the industrious mouse. Essentially, the point of that is that you should take pity on those who have fallen on bad times or whatever. But if you actually analyze it properly, it's essentially fuck around and be lazy if you want to, because a do-gooder will take care of you. Which, I mean, again, what lesson is that telling to children? I don't understand it.
I don't think sayings necessarily have a necessary moral component. I think they're just things that happen a lot, and someone said it really well, and so everyone just quotes them.
Well, perhaps, but okay. I'm saying they should have a moral quality to them. That's what I'm suggesting there.
Okay, but like going to see a man about a dog.
Well, yeah, but that's not even really got any message other than I'm going to do a thing that I'd rather not explain.
Okay, all right.
So there's no actual morality there of I'm going to see. It's not literally saying I'm going to see a human male about a canine.
You want to know the saddest part of this conversation so far, Kevin?
People are watching.
Yeah, we actually have gone up 10 viewers since it started.
How and why? Oh, God.
We're literally just having a random talk, and we're gaining viewers.
Well, I can't. Well, but the only thing is, because we've just started and this absolutely atrocious conversation has happened, right? We would have gone up like 50 viewers, but But instead, because people are leaving, there've been lots of people coming in and going,
Yes,
fuck
churning.
this.
Yeah,
fuck this. And when people watch this back, no one's going to watch past this conversation because no one will have made it through.
And then
Everyone
they're
will
going to
go,
miss. Yeah.
Yeah, go on, Sarah.
I was going to say, they're going to miss all the great jokes now because we weeded out the weak. That's what we did.
Yeah, exactly. Or we are not very good at this, and we put the shit at the front. We literally put the worst we have in the shop window. That's what we did.
Or we're rewarding the tardy.
Exactly. Yeah, the morality of this is turn up late because the starts are always shit.
Just don't even bother with the first 10 minutes.
Exactly. We just well, that's the thing. We want to make sure we get to the 5-minute mark having said nothing, so that Sargon definitely won't watch us that far. We don't want to entertain that prick, so we talk shit for 5 minutes, and then we know he's got nothing out of it. Yeah.
Oh well, hey, should we do a show?
I'm not sure I can be bothered anymore. I might just go and fucking kill myself, to be honest. I might just go and think, oh fuck it, I'll get drunk and take lots of drugs. Because again, crime, it's good.
Yeah, I mean, if you had to put those two options on the table, I have to say, like, listening to our show wouldn't be the one that I pick, or me even doing the show, to be honest. Yeah. But I'm here, I'm set up already, so I guess we're kind of stuck. Yeah, so let's get on. We're going to do a happy hour, and it's basically going to be my Twitter feed. As I said to Kevin before we started, and my Twitter feed today in the last couple of days has just been, and another thing, in a sort of Bronxy, I guess, or New York accent. Yeah, but
hey, what you talking about? What you talking about?
But
that's my Bronx accent.
Before we start this, there's something I want to share with Kevin. Now, we're going to probably get to it over the course of the happy hour, but there's been crazy drama going on in like the Warski. Ian Miles Chung from Gamergate fame and writing crappy articles fame has been caught up in this. And I was slumming. I was kind of like, going in the areas of YouTube to keep up on the drama because that's where it's being talked about. But then this happened, and I wanted to share it with Kevin. It felt like something I should share with you.
Well, yeah, but before we even get started on it, it's worth pointing out that that when it's like Ian Miles Chung versus Andy Warski, no, we're not taking sides here. It's basically one massive pile of shit against another massive pile of shit. So whoever loses, it's fun.
Yeah, this is like Republicans fighting each other.
Yeah. Like, imagine Mitch McConnell and Donald Trump naked wrestling.
Oh, Donald will crush him because he just land on him. You just get him in a bear hug and take him down to the mat.
Yeah, but the turtle's got the little nip on him. His jaw's strong. He could pinch you quite nastily. And Trump, as we know, Cadet Bone Spurs does not fucking hold up well to physical intimidation like that.
All right.
And as again going back to parables, the turtle is not necessarily about speed. The turtle can win against the very fat orange hair.
He does have an attention problem, so maybe Mitch would just have someone do boobs in the corner, and that would distract Trump. Anyway, maybe we should just ask the chat, and then we can move on. People in the chat, because I'm trying to be more interactive. Kevin just wants you all to fuck off. But 1, if you think Donald Trump would win versus Mitch McConnell, or 2, if you think Mitch McConnell would win versus Donald Trump. Kevin made a good argument. He's much bigger argument.
Well, yeah. Well, all I'm going to say is fuck, marry, kill. Let's do one of them on McConnell, Trump, and I don't know, Cruz.
The problem is that I can't actually say anything about physically harming the president.
Yeah, you can. You don't live in America, and you're probably not allowed back in there. They've Charlie Chaplin'd you now. You've got no chance.
Oh God! All right. Well, you want to go first, and then I'll go.
What am I doing? What?
Trump, McConnell, Ted Cruz.
Oh, we're actually doing. Oh, Jesus. Well, this has backfired spectacularly. Yeah, I just wanted to freak you out a little bit. Now I'm going to have to say. I would stick my penis in one of these 3 horrific bastards.
All right, but I made my picks, and now I'm curious as to what yours would be and why. So let's go. Let's
you didn't make your picks.
Oh, I did in my head. Like I know.
Okay. Well, let's go through this. Right. Oh God, Cruz. If we're talking Cruz, right? Are we talking bearded Cruz or unbearded Cruz?
However you like him best, I guess.
Okay. Oh, that's. Oh Jesus. Well, you're forcing me into fuck Cruz because we know he's into porn, so he's probably a bit freaky on the side. It might be fun.
He could be open to some things he doesn't talk about. He is an evangelical Christian.
Exactly, and those people are often the most
Yeah.
perverted in the
Yep.
world. So yeah, I would put my stinky pinky into Ted Cruz. Oh God, that is yeah okay. So would I? Oh God, that means I'm gonna have to spend the rest of my life with one of McConnell or Trump. Oh fucking hell. Okay, who's oldest?
Good question. They're both pretty old.
They're both very old, so neither of them are going to survive that long.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm going to have to marry McConnell.
Yeah. And then it means
Because we actually know McConnell's got money as well, whereas I think Trump might be lying. So he's old, and I'm gonna inherit his money, or at least 50% thereof. And then oh god, okay, this is purely analogous. I'm not actually going to be doing this, but I suppose on that night show I would kill Donald Trump.
I have to say, I made the exact same calculus, only more sort of like, maybe blindfolding Ted, so I don't actually have to look at his face as much. So yeah,
But you're still going to hear his cackling moans of joy.
Not if I put in earplugs.
And droplets of sweat dropping on you. Oh.
And then McConnell, because he's old, and then we all have to take on that for the team, because you know who you got to kill in that scenario.
Yeah.
And
you heard it here first. American citizen wants to kill the American president.
Right.
Lock her up. Lock her up.
Get the FBI on here. Yeah. So now that we've committed a crime and
no, you have. I haven't.
Oh, right, right.
I'm fine. I'm just a hostile foreign agent who will never ever be allowed into America now. That's fine.
But officers, it was fuck, marry, kill. I had to. Would you?
Exactly. Yeah. Imagine pleading at the border. Yeah, exactly. Like, look, you've got out of all of them, there's only one you can realistically fuck. So out of the two that are left, come on now. Don't tell me you'd marry. Don't tell me. I mean, as much as killing Mitch McConnell would be fun, you wouldn't marry Trump. Don't be silly.
Yeah.
But,
right.
Approved. Stamp. Through you go.
Waive a jury trial and just do a bench trial with the judge and just say, hey, judge, fuck, marry, kill, those three. Who would you pick? And then that'd be it. You get off.
And you most certainly would.
No, you would not.
with Ted Cruz. That's obvious.
Take this off. It must be annoying.
Yeah.
There's no getting off with Ted Cruz unless he's watching porn.
No, you have to.
What is it?
You have to fuck him as many times as it takes to come.
Wait, that was not the rules.
It is now.
It's fuck, not orgasm. It's not a fucked orgasm, marry, kill.
It is. That's the rule. It's in the sub. It's in the small writing at the bottom there. You've got to check it.
I think technically 3 pumps is enough.
Oh Jesus. No, it's you got to fuck to orgasm, which for women is going to be really difficult. I mean, it's like a fucking Sisyphean task. You're rolling that rock up the hill for eternity.
Oh, the people who left early, they're just going to be regretting not hanging around for this conversation.
Oh well, this is hell. This entire conversation so far, our entire episode has been hell.
We've not done a thing.
It's a really boring talk about parables and sayings, and then one of the most disgusting conversations I've ever had on the internet. Really, I mean, just I never thought I'd hear the day when Kristi Winters would say, "I think 3 pumps counts."
There you go. Make that your ringtone. Okay, so I'm going to try to be professional, even though we're not at all professional on this show. Bring it back down a little bit because my eyes are tearing up from laughing so hard. My nose is going to start to run then, so I've got to stop now. All right, so it's your turn. I don't know. Maybe you won't find this as funny as I did, but I'm going to go.
I was imagining you fucking Ted Cruz. No, I won't.
No, probably not. Or vice versa. Or not him fucking me, but you fucking him. Sorry. All right, so I need to stop multitasking.
All I'm going to say is that with Ted Cruz bearded and me kissing him, that's going to be... There's a situation... Yeah. You could imagine that ended up in the hospital having to be separated.
What you need to do is turn on the room humidifier like a good 10 minutes before to get the humidity up so there's no electric sparks, static electricity, as well as chemistry.
Well, yeah, I mean, sparks are going to fly, but you don't mean literally. Absolutely.
All right, so you can see my screen. I'm going to lock on myself so I stop swapping back and forth. That must have been really annoying for the audience. But it's 1 minute. I maybe you won't find it as funny as I did. But he's going over some messages with Tonkasa. And at the end of it, which he's about...
Oh, God, they're all awful people. Everyone involved in this is cogs, crap, fucking Tonka's a piece of garbage. They're all awful.
it is an endurance thing to sort of sit through his feeds, honestly.
Yeah.
But this, so I wanted to share this. It's kind of hard to see on my screen because the font is quite fuzzy. But what it says is, "What is this? Is this King James, like the King James Bible? It's like Confucius. I don't know what it is or whatever." So he's gonna read this out and just let it run for a minute.
Isn't that interesting? And then Akajin, what is this? Is this Old King James? Is this I can't even read it. Confucius? What the fuck is that word, Abo boy? I have no idea what that means. Well, yeah, neither do I, because I don't know if that's a anyone? I'm gonna. Can you read it? I'm gonna type that into each chat over here. Confucius. Is that a word? Confucius? Confucius?
He's nearly
I can't even say that. Confucius? Confucius? I don't know. I'm going to put it in both chats. Go crazy, guys, with that one. It throws me for a loop.
Stop. I'm going to burst. I'm going to burst. Oh God, I nearly died.
Now, can you, sorry, I'll take it off my screen. Can you tell the people the exact exchange I had when describing this clip to you?
I don't remember. Hang on. Oh shit, I don't remember what was. I don't remember.
Okay. So
fuck chest. And he was spelling it out and he nearly got there. Confucius.
He keeps going. He's like, I've never heard that word before. How do you live to be in your 20s and not hear Confucius? Oh my God.
Oh no, it's pronounced Confucius now.
Yes,
Confucius.
So the exchange went.
Did he even finish?
It goes on. It keeps going.
Well, give it a second, because seriously, my stomach is about to explode. God almighty.
I think we've got the best bits of it. Really, it's all the fact that it goes on for over a minute. That's amazing.
No, I want to see the end of it. I want to see how close you can get without being told. But anyway, go on. Sorry, what was? Right. Yeah, go on.
So it was. I had the exact same reaction, like tears, fucking tears, laughing at this, watching it live happen. And even in the chat, people are like, "Cog is so dumb."
That is the densest thing I've ever seen. Brilliant.
So I messaged you like, have you seen like the cognitive thought thing? And you're like, I don't watch Cog. Yeah. I was like, maybe we should do it on the happy hour. And I was like, you're gonna piss yourself.
And I did. I'll be honest. I am dripping. God, yeah, I want to see the end of this now, because that was seriously. Oh God, that was amazing. I don't know if you could hear me laughing halfway through, but I was.
Oh yeah.
I was gone.
I can hear it. I broke Kevin.
Confucius. And the stupidest thing of all is he knows he's going to be reading this, presumably. So why didn't he go, well, I've never heard of that. Type it into Google and then go, oh, right, it's not Confucius. You dickhead.
Are you ready to go into the rabbit hole?
Let's.
I actually just remembered one thing he does. Okay, anyway.
Confucius? It's an existing word, I know. Confucius. Is this Confucius? Fair enough. If that makes sense, I've never seen that word before. And I don't trust Akajin. I trust Akajin with words. Confucius. People in the chat saying it in different ways. Just throw me. Chinese. Oh, it's a Chinese philosopher. I have no idea. Yeah, now you got it. Confucius. Stop it! I can't read all these. This is throwing my head. Confucius. Cognos has got us later. Confucius. Cog, not book people. No, Confucius. Never heard of him. So what is this? This old King James is Confucius. Confucius. That's the one. My bad. My bad. I've never seen this word in my life or name. I have no idea what that means. This is the weirdest thing about Tonka, though.
So later, he says stuff I don't necessarily want to broadcast, but he goes to Google Translate and he has the computer pronounce it for him.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh. I've got tears. Oh, fucking hell. That was amazing.
I thought you would enjoy that. I know I did.
Oh shit. I need a little rest. I need to have a little
All right, I think that's going to have to be the show, people. We're done. We can't top that.
You got 18 minutes of shit and then us giggling at an idiot. That'll do. That's a wrap.
Yep. All right.
Pull the fucking curtain.
Oops.
Oh.
Stop screen sharing. Sorry, everyone.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a fucking ripping six-pack in the morning. Oh.
Yeah, it's a workout laughing that hard.
Oh. Anyway.
All right. Yes, we should actually put some content on air. So I hope you guys didn't.
No, that was funny. Confucius. Confucius.
Oh my, oh my.
He's not doing Scousers a particularly good service there. He's living up to an unfortunate stereotype.
Yeah. And people pay him for his opinion. People reward that.
They should pay him in books. He might fucking learn something.
Yes, pay him in books, people. Here. Oh, I'm exhausted.
I know now people can say, have you even read Confucius?
To cog, yeah.
Yeah.
See, if our people did memes, that would be a meme.
That would be a meme.
All right. Okay, so have we settled down? Have we all calmed down now? Are we ready to refocus and go on to the next thing on my and another thing feed? Yeah. All right. So the next thing we're going to look at is more video, but then it'll become more static images. Ooh, my voice went really froggy there. Right. So this is a 2-minute clip that somebody pulled off of MSNBC. We're going to watch it because this author guy, Noah, sorry about that. Noah Rothman, who has written a book about social justice, had a pretty interesting exchange with, I think, 4 white guys on a panel. I don't know. I don't think anyone that is there is not of color. But anyway, it's quite good to watch. Kevin, you can, of course, jump in at any time if you want to react. So here we go.
As a result of historical grievances dating
right now.
Go ahead.
Just to annoy you.
Oh, I was just trying to take a drink because of all that laughing. My throat got dry.
Well, it's made my annoyance of you even better then. That's good. Anyway, but his name's Noah, so we're going to have to do some like boat-related puns and things, definitely.
All right, we'll see how you do with that. All right, let's go.
Back thousands of years. This is the kind of thing that I think is a conceptual misunderstanding of what the American idea is.
So, Anand, are you here because you were the co-author of this book? Is that right? I'm joking. Your turn.
I think it is so fascinating that we are having a conversation about the problems of identity politics at a table with 5 men.
Well, to tell you the truth, Mika...
I understand it may have been her choice.
Mika asked if she could leave because
I don't blame
she was
her.
Offended by my hair.
I don't blame her. Look, there are excesses in every cultural wave. When you have a rightist cultural wave, there's excesses. When you have a market kind of philosophy that entrenches itself, there are excesses as well as good things. And you may be right that there are excesses in the current wave of culture around identity. But I think you can't start there. Right? What is extraordinary that is happening in our time, the things you, I think, reflexively push back against, is a real awakening at the heart of American discourse, in the mainstream of American discourse, about experiences of what it has been like to be a woman, what it has been like to be Black, what it has been like to be an immigrant, what it has been like to be a Muslim, that were actually not part of the discourse. I will tell you, as an Indian American growing up in this country, there were experiences I have gone through in my life that only now do I realize were absolutely because of how I look. And I didn't have that language 15 years ago when I was going through those things. That language now exists. So it's very easy to sit and say this is all, looking at people by group and this.
Yeah.
Go back a few seconds to that.
Yeah. Oh, white guys peering on. Or
Yeah. Where are
looking on. Where'd they go? There they go.
Yeah. Look at the just utter bemusement, befuddlement. They haven't got a clue what he's talking about. They don't care. They're just like, shut up, brown man.
Well, actually, I'm kind of a different opinion because they're both leaning in. So they're engaged. Mike Barnacle's mouth is slightly shocked. It's like, I think they're both like, if you were to go into their brains right now, it would be like buffering.
Yeah.
That's the look that they're going for there. So they're trying to process it because he's actually making some good points. I think that's what is confusing them. So actually, they're not that bad. This isn't Fox, but
and say this is all, looking at people by group and this and that. But I'll give you an example of Me Too. When the Me Too movement happened, a lot of guys treated it as an opportunity to say, what are these people saying? And women are kind of nagging us. I took it as, even if you've never done any of those horrible, the Weinstein kind of things, I took it, reading the testimonies of all these women, as a chance to say, wow, there was a lot of stuff I never saw coming up as a man. Wow. And I think.
So that was just, it was much longer, and I can't find the longer clip, but he was, speaking about these issues in a very intelligent way to people who are not immediately open to social justice. And I thought it was just a really good clip. So
that was, it seems it's put paid to any idea. I was like, well, we're laughing at that fucking idiot mispronouncing Confucius. And then you've played something really serious, and now I'm just like, oh.
It's a journey.
Okay. It is. This has been a fucking emotional roller coaster.
All right, so let's get on because we've got to go up again. Way! All right. So got this one here. Laura Loomer got arrested for trespassing while protesting illegal immigration at the California governor's mansion.
By the way, the video you were wanting me to look up from that certain person?
Oh, yeah.
Is it the one where he's got Nazi forces marching behind the thing?
Probably. Yes, I think that's the one. I will say, though, that there are racial slurs included in that video. So we'll have to do like a disclaimer or I don't know what.
Yeah.
But,
well, basically, the people involved in this are garbage.
Which one? This one? The Loomer thing?
well, all of them.
Yes,
literally all of the people involved here, apart from the man that was just speaking. Oh, shit. So, yeah.
Yeah. So we were, Kevin, last time we had her on because she tried and failed to get arrested at Nancy Pelosi's home, right?
Yes.
Jumped her fence. And Kevin astutely pointed out that she desperately wants to get arrested and she changed herself to Twitter and they didn't give a fuck. And she tried to violate, trespass on Nancy Pelosi's property and she didn't give a fuck. And so she actually had to go on public lands. It's not a private home in order to get arrested.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They shouldn't arrest her. They should just go, actually, she clearly wants to be arrested. And she's not actually dangerous. She's just an idiot. So she's not going to kill anyone or anything like that, I don't think. So they should just let her.
Well, I think
the thing
problem.
The thing she desperately wants is to be arrested. So don't do it.
Right. But here's the thing, though, Kevin. If she changed herself to Twitter, I'll just take that off sharing now. Or presenting. That was the problem I had before. If she changed herself to Twitter, that's private property. They can decline prosecution. They can not press charges. She jumped Nancy Pelosi's fence. Nancy Pelosi can choose to not choose charges. But if she's on state property and the cops come up to her saying you're trespassing and she refuses to leave, there's nobody to not press charges. She's violating the state's laws.
Well, I should just catapult her into the Pacific then.
Well, that seems a bit extreme.
Yeah.
Just for being a dick.
No, she's a bit more than just a dick. Just catapult her into the sea.
Okay, well.
And if she swims back, fair enough. She's innocent.
Right.
That's how it works. My incredibly well thought out justice system there that I didn't just come up with on the fly at all. That's how it works.
Because if she weighs as much as a duck, then she's made of wood, and therefore
you should stand on a hill with a small painted wooden duck on your head. What?
Everyone in the chat is going to be writing a witch from Monty Python.
Oh, okay.
Can't believe you whiffed that one. Anyway.
Oh, sorry. Well, I mean,
that's all right. I just went for a Monty Python reference, and I'm swinging a miss on that one.
Okay, I was trying to work out whether it was a European or an African swallow.
Yes, you're doing those calculations. Do you want to do your tweet now that you found it?
What? What you talking? What?
Are you gonna?
Well, okay. It's not my tweet, is it? It's Kraut's tweet.
No, it is not your tweet. It's a tweet you found.
So you confused me.
Sorry, yes, that's understandable.
Yeah, because I'm stupid.
No, because I
need to read more Confucius. That's the thing.
Clearly.
That's fine, and I'm allowed to swear on that because he was the one that said it. Oh, hang on. I'm gonna have to shrink my screen down so that we don't get interlopers.
Right. Yes. And also, I don't know if your speakers are on, so maybe you can just sort of like, if you can play the audio and just describe what it is, it might be good for you to filter it. Kind of like they do on the sports shows where they can't show the football, so they show you 4 guys watching football. that's amazing.
Hang on. So do you want it? Hang on. Do you want me to play the audio from the thing or not?
Well, I don't know if you have your speaker set up where you can do that.
Well, I think I do, but I'm gonna have to take my headphones.
Okay.
Jesus, my headphones out so you can hear it. Hang on. So if you get Kristi, you're just gonna have to put it with an echo. Tough shit. Anyway,
just don't bang the mic because it rings. Just tell you yeah. If I tell you to do it as reverse psychology, you'll also do it. So.
Yeah, exactly. I'm an arsehole, so you're just gonna have to.
I know how you work by now.
1 second. Right. Hang on, I should screen share, shouldn't I? Oh God,
yeah.
it's terrible. Because I know I wasn't hosting. I've just come into this completely blasé. I don't know what I'm doing.
It's okay. It's a live show. They're not paying for this. Well, I mean, unless they have YouTube Premium and we automatically get the revenue. But otherwise,
Well, if you're watching on YouTube Premium, why? They've got like actual shows on that you can watch.
Yes, better than this one.
Shit for free.
All right, so maybe we can do a little backstory.
Oh, there we go.
Right. So as you guys probably know, one of the people, or maybe you don't know, but in case you don't know, sometimes Keemstar will show up on episodes of the Kill Stream, and he's also been on Twitter talking about the Andy Warski thing. So anyway, Kraut made this video, and you might want to say what it says on the top of it?
The tweet actually says, you might be confused by @Keemstar or @Keemstar, because it's all in capitals, hanging out with white nationalists in recent months. Don't be. It's part of a genius new marketing campaign.
And here we go.
Oh, do you want to actually play it now?
Yeah.
I'll turn my volume all the way up to 11. 100, whatever. Fuck's sake. Oh, anyway, right.
Content warning for racial slurs.
Yes. Although I'm saying that I've never seen this, so I don't know.
I have.
Is Drumler Nation. I'm your host, Killer Keemstar.
Oh.
Let's go right into the.
That's weird, isn't it? I don't know what. Anyway.
Yep, like I said, it's weird.
What if I had my own G Fuel flavor?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, what? Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
So that's what Kraut's been up to these days.
Well, I'm glad to see Kraut's keeping it on the lowdown now. He's going to chill the fuck out and just. Hang on, my microphone's gone mental. There we go.
Fly below the radar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What the hell is he thinking?
Well, that's the thing. I don't think he is thinking. That's fundamentally Kraut's problem.
Yeah, that is true. He's not a tactician, Kraut.
No, I mean that was weird. I mean, look, Keemstar is a bit of a racist prick. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And he hangs out with some very, very racist pricks.
Yep.
No doubt about it. But he's not actually like a Nazi. And for Kraut to insinuate that when we've got some screenshots of old stuff from you, Kraut, that, we when you were saying that no white woman in her right mind would, or you retweeted, sorry, someone saying no white woman in their right mind would want to fuck a brown person. That's pretty bad, mate. I'd suggest you go away.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's trying to gatekeep in some sort of way where he's, trying to keep people off the kill stream, even though they're off YouTube. I don't know, but it seems like he's taking on somebody who has a much bigger audience, and he's not really thinking tactically about it. Again,
well, because he does this with you, right? When he went off on his tirade, he's not doing that out of any rational game plan. He's just doing it because he's a petulant little fuck.
Yeah, he's an id.
Yeah, he's an idiot. There you go.
Well done, sir.
I learned that from Confucius.
All right, I'm scrolling up my Twitter feed. Oh yeah, this fucking guy. All right, God, ready? Here we go. I'll lock it on me. Is everyone else already sick of Howard Schultz?
I didn't know he existed up until a week ago.
Yeah, me neither.
And I'm already sick of him. Yes.
It's just this guy.
But I love me some John Sontag. I don't know who he is either.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. But just this guy.
No, it's the tweet. It's the tweet you're showing us.
No, I know. I don't know who that guy is on the tweet either. Sorry. I don't.
Well,
I retweeted it. Well, or someone retweeted him who I follow retweeted him. That's also a possibility.
Oh, why these you kids with your modern technology?
Yeah. Do you see my new Twitter layout?
I didn't.
Well, it seems.
Is it good? I don't know.
It's different.
It's blue.
It's different. Yeah, I do the night mode because it's easier on my eyes. Just so bright otherwise. Anyway, yeah, Howard Schultz sort of just wanders onto the national stage going, hey, maybe I'll run for president. And I'm like, who are you? And then he starts avoiding talking about, the wealthy paying any kind of taxes and how, top tier, all this stuff is pretty radical. And I'm like, who the fuck are you? And then he tweets out calling Elizabeth Warren faux Casantis, like Pocahontas, but faux.
Yeah.
And said something also about Kamala Harris. And I went, who the fuck are you? So that was my week of Howard Schultz.
Yeah. I mean, he's onto something in the sense that if you've got lots of money and you're stupid, you can become president. But the thing is, Donald Trump had a media profile, a significant media profile built over decades. This guy sells terrible coffee.
American coffee, which is also sometimes synonymous. Although considering how much people drink instant coffee in the UK, I really don't think you are living in any houses.
But that's I mean, at least you can for a reasonably low cost you can get your caffeine hit. Whereas if you drink the equivalent in Starbucks, which is essentially hot brown mud water, it's horrible.
Have you drunk Nescafe instant coffee? That is brown mud. At least filtered coffee has real beans. I'm going to stand up for filter coffee.
I'm going to forgive you for that accusation.
Well, we'll do a taste test, man.
Because I'm not some sort of monster. I don't engage in that kind of activity.
But yeah, so Howard Schultz. The other thing. Sorry. I wanted to just complete not mothball, what's the fucking phrase? The tumbleweed. I wanted you completely tumbleweed then. I left you with nothing to go on and you just carried on. I was like, oh, no, I had to segue.
She did quite well there. Bollocks.
I can always
I was hoping for at least a bit of a stutter or something, but nothing.
Oh. I guess I'm becoming immune. All right.
My curveballs having to become curvier and ballier?
Yeah. I'm up in making you up your game. Get your balls higher.
Well, it's been a few years. Although it is cold, so they're naturally a little higher.
That's true. Not as cold as in the Midwest, but definitely cold for the UK.
Oh, Americans fucking moaning. Look, in Britain, we've had to put up with 2 whole inches of fucking snow this week.
I know.
So we've all got problems, okay?
So many pearls have been clutched. Oh, I can't walk outside.
I had to put on a light jumper today. So,
I have to get out a broom and sweep the walk.
Yeah. I had to put down a small amount of grit salt on the path so that I didn't slip and bruise my hip. So,
all right, but
America, count yourselves lucky.
Speaking of America and Howard Schultz,
Yeah.
there is a point I wanted to make, and that was my way of trying to get back to it. The premise of Schultz's run is that there's this big contingency of independent voters. And if you look at it, independent voters make up, I looked up the data recently, maybe it'll come up in my Twitter feed, but something like 39% are independents, and then the next biggest at 34 are Democrats, and then 25% identify as Republicans. But we know that independents aren't truly independent, they lean. And if you ask them their political leanings, people generally vote how they lean. So you can already count those people as not really being independents. And then you get people who want to vote for some sort of third-party candidates, so they're not necessarily going to vote for someone who's just an independent candidate. And by the time you whittle it down, you get to about 8% of the population that you could truly call politically independent, but they're also not likely to vote. So the idea that a centrist candidate is somehow going to occupy a middle ground in American politics shows a fundamental misunderstanding of where American politics is.
Yeah. Absolutely. And just a quick shout out to all the Americans that lean back. Ooh.
What? This one I don't know.
I believe that's an urban phrase for it engages in sex in kinky ways, I believe.
Oh, well, okay. Today
I
is
believe
a school
so.
day.
Although I am very, very white, so I might have completely misunderstood that. It could mean something completely different.
All right. Well, I'm sure people in the chat will correct us.
Works in a bookstore or something. I don't know.
They love to correct us in the chat. All right. We'll find out. All right. Should we go to the next one? Oh, yeah. This headline and my take. But according to a Monmouth poll, 52% of Republicans say even if Russia did interfere in the 2016 election, it did no damage to American democracy.
Also, before we even get into that, thank you for pronouncing Monmouth correctly.
Yeah, no worries. Why? Is that hard?
No, well, for Americans.
Oh, is it? Well, also, yeah. It's a polling company that I've heard cited many times before.
Monmouth.
Oh, gosh, no.
Like Portsmouth.
Yeah, oh, I see now.
Yeah, they just Americans stop.
Is that actually a place in the UK that they took the name from, or is that
Monmouth? Yeah, Monmouth's in Wales.
In Wales, okay, I'd not heard of it. I mean, sometimes Essex will come up, and I'll recognize county, Essex County, and those sorts of things. But
Monmouthshire is a county. Yeah.
Oh right, okay. Yeah. I have to say I don't know the Wales constituencies perhaps as well as I should. But
because you're racist, yeah. Okay.
Yes, I'm racist against the. No, I can't say that. I love the Welsh. Some of my best friends are Welsh. That's actually true. Yeah. I do have Welsh friends.
I do. Shout out to my friends in Llanelli.
Yeah, that's and to mine in Cardiff. Right. So now I'm just scrolling up. Oh, because this is another one that I wanted to talk about.
Oh yeah, we didn't even mention. Yeah, fuck you to the 52% of Republicans that are garbage. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, if an election is tampered with, how can you say American democracy has not been affected?
Because they're not interested in democracy.
Yeah, because their candidate won.
Yeah.
It's sort of an ends justifies the means emotional reaction.
If half of the shit that had been revealed about Trump was revealed about a winning Clinton candidacy, you would have never heard the last of it. Fox News would have talked about nothing else.
Yeah. I mean, the House would be investigating, and the Republicans would have kept the House at the midterms.
Well, I'm surprised they're not still investigating Benghazi, because you never know. The 50th investigation might find something.
I do think that Lindsey Graham is trying to reopen Hillary Clinton's emails, so at least that blast from the past might come back.
Oh, Lindsey Graham, can you please fuck off into the sun?
I think the Russians might have something on him too. I think, because they hacked both the DNC and the RNC. And we know that they infiltrated the NRA with their Russian spy. And the NRA spent way more money in the last cycle than they ever had before. So who benefited from that money? Mitch McConnell's been tied to oligarchs. I think that there actually might be more investigations about Russian influence in the Republican Party beyond Donald Trump.
Yeah. And let's just notice that you've got that's number one as one of your media.
I did. So, isn't that awesome?
I don't know what that was in reference to, but fair enough.
Somebody was talking about a number. Oh, I think it was
the number of wangs they'd had. Yeah.
No, it wasn't the number of wangs. I won't show the picture. That's unfortunate. Some congressman said Nancy Pelosi will fund it. She just won't call it a wall. She can call it a doodle wang or whatever. And
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
So I posted that's number wang underneath. Makes sense.
But she's not going to fund it, is she?
No.
Oh,
She was talking about like Normandy fencing, to stop cars from driving in areas where it's those long stretches, but it doesn't make sense to build a wall. She's like, if they want to negotiate, because she's negotiating. She's not going to open her negotiating hand, giving them barriers. So the Democratic offer didn't have money for any wall-like things or any sort of barriers. It was all smart stuff and drones or whatever. And the media said, well, would you be open to that? And she started describing the physical barriers like the Normandy barrier. And she said, if they want to bring that up, then that's up to them. So she's, it's not like she's anti-structures that prevent people from crossing. She's just not going to waste money on a dumb wall and use eminent domain to do it.
Yeah.
So, it's not that hard. It's a waste of money. And who's going to maintain it afterwards? It's not just going to be the first 5 point whatever billion. It's going to be all the maintenance going on forever and ever after that. So anyway.
Realistically, a lot of it will fall into disrepair and be pulled down for safety reasons, because even future Republican not prime ministers, presidents are going to realise that this is stupid and a waste of money.
Yeah, it would be cheaper to tear it down at some point than to maintain it.
Yeah,
definitely.
Exactly.
All right, so we should talk about what we've been staring at on the screen when talking about not it, talking about number wang, but not talking about it. I thought it was important that there's so much news out there that it's hard to keep up with it. And we have to take some positives when they come up. And I saw this as a positive. So according to the analysis done in published...
Oh, I just fucking confused myself. Sorry, I confused myself because you've got your cursor on the screen there. I thought that was my cursor.
Get off!
So I went to move it to check my Twitter. And I was like, it won't fucking move. I thought I'd frozen or something. Anyway,
Psych.
Apologies. Yeah, that's just Kev being a boomer twat. Move on.
All right. This was reported by the Washington Post, and I'll just read the quote here.
So it's fake news then? It's fake news.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We estimate that between 665,000 to 735,000 and change people participated in 319 U.S. locations, ranking it number 7 of the 10 largest days of protest since Trump took office. As in previous years, dozens of sister marches took place internationally as well. So this was just to say that the 2019 Women's March actually ranks in terms of the top 10 of those since Trump got elected. And you just have to think that's an amazing amount of momentum 3 years into a movement, right after an election where we did well. You think there would be perhaps some complacency or people saying, oh, I've gone on 2 marches, I don't really need to do another one. But this is still ranking up there. So I thought it was good news that people are still resisting and people are still engaged.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't add anything to that other than you're correct.
Well, that's pretty much it. You just use that for the rest. Just say that now for the rest of the show. Then it'll go a lot faster.
Yeah, exactly. Although I've just checked my Twitter, Mike Suchbury is listening live.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which is cool. Outdoors, well, not outdoors, but like out of his house in a place called Pretzel Empress or something. Yeah. So hello to Mike.
Yeah, shout out to Mike, because also one of the things I retweeted was this thing that Mike had posted, and this person posting in support of him on Twitter. So yeah, we're supporting you as well as entertaining you, Mike, while you're listening.
Yes.
All right. Oh, this is also just pissed me off. So what you're looking at is Deutsche Welle News, or DW, or DW News, and it's about a woman who's an attorney. And her clients basically say that they don't want an Asian female, they want a white male barrister. And she gets let go from jobs from this. So, don't tell me this crap about how the world is equal and we don't need feminism anymore.
Well, yeah, but that's illegal, Kristi. There are laws against that, or some bollocks.
Right. Yes.
Yes, and because there are laws against it, that's why no murders happen. It's fine.
Yes. If we pass laws, that just takes care of everything.
Yep. Eradicated. Sexual abuse in South Korea. Okay.
Yeah, so this is also good in that it's being exposed, but the former presidential hopeful was jailed for sexual abuse in a win for South Korea's MeToo movement.
Okay.
So it's nice to see that the ground broken in the States is echoing across the world, and it's helping change. There are consequences for this globally rippling through now. That's nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I did a video a while back about India's Me Too movement as well, which is a big deal because I mean that's like 1.4 billion people.
Yeah.
So 700 million women
with just such rampant misogyny.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, to the point where, thankfully there was a reaction to it, but the kind of gang rapes and murders and forced marriages and things are absolutely horrific. But even with what you might think of as more modern sort of city-dwelling media types, this is where it all sort of sprang from. There were a number of journalists and things that were being sexually abused. It's just remarkable.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't know about that.
So yeah, but that's in a way it's sparked by a lot of the Western stuff, but it's been done in its own way, and that's good. That's positive. I don't want this to be like, oh, the West takes all the credit for it, because that isn't how it works.
These are women in those countries, in those societies, in those cultures who are standing up and doing it for themselves.
Yeah.
And yeah, they have an example to watch, but they just see the example. They actually have to do the work themselves, and that's why they deserve all the credit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, the woman Tanish Riduta, who's the woman who sparked this off, an actress, who actually lives in America nowadays, was incredibly brave in coming forward because she faced the same accusations you would get anywhere. The same accusations that were thrown at the Western Me Too women, but from a media where you've got newspapers that sell tens of millions. That's significant. That's going to fuck you up a bit. But she was incredibly brave and stoic in the resistance, and didn't want it to be about her. Like, she kept constantly saying, "No, this is about a much larger thing than just what happened to me."
Right, like hers is an experience of millions.
Yeah,
literally millions. Yeah, in a country that size. Yeah. All right. So, in Republicans still being Republican assholes, Utah Republicans are trying to reverse the Utah voter approved Medicaid expansion that they did in the last election.
How?
So,
how are they doing this?
Well, I'd have to open it up and take a look, but what I'm imagining is they're just going to try to do it through the legislature.
Yeah.
It's the Republican majority in the legislature. Yeah, is trying to undo what they did.
What a surprise! They want poor
Utonians? No, I don't know. What are people from Utah called? Are they Utonians? Yeah, that's it. Word of the day.
Yeah, but poor people from Utah to get fucked.
Yep.
So yeah. I mean, again, you've got to bear in mind, people, the Republicans
are shit.
Yeah, they're serving big pharma and big corporations, not John and Jane Doe.
Absolutely not. They don't care about the little guy, as it were. And there was so House Armed Services Chair Adam Smith said he's deeply troubled the Pentagon knowingly withheld information during the Senate briefing because Trump said he wants to send yet more U.S. troops to the U.S.-Mexico border. No. The ones that were there before the election. He wants to have more troops. He wants along the border than we have stationed in Syria or working in Syria.
Yeah, because it's all about he's trying to win re-election. He wants to seem hard.
He's going to put the military on there to give it a pretense of being a national emergency. He's using our military to get a political agenda item ticked off his list.
Yeah. But yeah, there's any doubt about that, yeah. And anyone who says otherwise is a fucking liar. Not just they've got it wrong, they're a liar. Everyone knows what this is.
He already is talking about when Nancy Pelosi said, no, there's not going to be money for a wall. There'll be money for barriers, but not a wall. Trump said, it doesn't matter. I've set the table and I'm going to, I'm going to make a decision on the 15th of February, which is when the bill is due. And so when he says by setting the table, he kept saying, oh, people didn't know how bad it was. And now they do. So he thinks that in the 35 days where the government was shut down and people became more against the wall, he's now convinced them that declaring a national emergency is what everybody wants.
But the obvious, and this must stand up in court, the obvious argument against his national emergency is if he was threatening to call a national emergency a month earlier and didn't, then I'm sorry, waiting a month means it's not an emergency. Clearly.
I think the plan is he declares the national emergency, somebody sues, it goes to the courts, and it drags on through probably some Texas court or whatever until through the election, so Trump can say, I'm about to get my wall. And he never has to admit he didn't get it because it's going to be the courts holding him up.
Okay, well, that's possible. But either way, as long as the wall doesn't happen, who cares?
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
I don't see how the Supreme Court can plausibly accept the president's claim that he's dealing with a national emergency, considering it's been going on since November, according to him. And he's now acting after a shutdown and a failed negotiations. It doesn't seem like an emergency. It seems like a political convenience.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if it's been going on since November and you do it in February, either you are incredibly remiss in your duties, or it's not actually an emergency.
Yeah, precisely. It's a con, because he's a con man.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know who Sojourner Truth is?
I didn't until today's Google Doodle.
You didn't? Oh, wow. Okay, actually, I've got the Google Doodle. I didn't mean to. I was actually going to look something else up, but here it is.
Yeah.
Should we click on it?
Because I always do. I always have a look because they tell you about, like, oh, this weird Austrian mathematician from the 17th century that you never heard of or something. So, and it's his 391st birthday or something.
Right.
So you learn weird little facts and things. So I learned about Sojourner Truth. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of thought it might be interactive or something. It's a very pretty picture.
Well, if you click on it, it takes you to the Wikipedia article.
Well, yeah, I did that, but I mean, I thought maybe it would like do a little dance or something.
Well, it might make a little love and get down tonight. Yeah, absolutely.
Casey and the Sunshine Band, right?
I can't remember, but it's just that's when if you say do a little dance, I'm not going to do that joke.
Okay, I'll remember that. This is gonna be like Cartman with Sail Away. Write that down, everybody. Sorry, I just realized there's another story I wanted to cover. But anyway, yeah, Sojourner Truth, amazing. Well, just a woman who spoke an amazing truth. And if you haven't read it,
and a great name.
Oh yes, yeah, definitely. She was an escaped slave and lived in the North and started agitating or working toward both civil rights for African Americans and suffrage rights, so abolition and women's rights. And she gave a speech at the 1851 Ohio Women's Rights Convention that wasn't written down. She did it, but there were witnesses who wrote it down afterwards because they were so impressed. And she is, the speech has become just very famous. I would highly recommend checking out some African American women actresses have performed it. And there's a lot of versions. I think, watch different interpretations of it. But no matter who does it, it's incredibly powerful. So, sorry, the name of the poem is Ain't I a Woman?
Yeah.
So, yes.
Which doesn't have a question mark at the end. So, I mean, is it a statement?
I
mean,
no. It's a rhetorical question. Sorry. Have you not read the poem?
I have not. No. But if it's a rhetorical question, it needs an actual fucking question mark. God damn it.
All right. Well, okay. I won't do all of it.
It's probably not the case that that's the biggest point here. That maybe I'm missing the point of what's being said. But even so.
Yes. If I could, I won't do the whole thing. I won't like it would be, but I'll just take a little a section from it here to give a sense of it.
Racial justice is awesome, but racial justice correctly punctuated is even better. So.
You and your grammar fixation.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right. And I'm sure you could go through my Twitter account and find all manner of appalling grammar and punctuation. So
do that, everyone. Just give him a hard time for it.
You should.
All right. So according to the people at the time, she said, that man over there says that women need to be helped into carriages and lifted over ditches and have to have the best place everywhere. Nobody ever helps me into a carriage or over mud puddles or gives me any best place. And ain't I a woman? Look at me. Look at my arm. I have plowed and planted and gathered into barns, and no man could head me. And ain't I a woman? I could work as much and eat as much as a man when I could get it, and bear the lash as well. And ain't I a woman? So that's her. That's as far as I'm going to go, because I think the rest of it should be read. But it's a very powerful speech. Are you still there, Kevin?
I am still there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you were correct. I'm also sort of being distracted by rugby, but let's. It's
Okay.
also a very beautiful thing you were reading, so I was just going to let you go.
Well, as long as you don't tap your mic, because we can hear the echo down it. So
Oh,
don't touch your
apologies.
mic. Don't touch your mic.
I will touch Roland's as much as I damn well please.
Why do you call it Roland's?
Mike Rowlands,
Oh, it's
the person that we know.
Right. Got it now. Oh, can
Oh,
I give you
right.
another? Can I give you another Eminem line?
Please do.
I teabag the microphone because I go nuts on it.
Oh Jesus, he's graphic, isn't he?
Yes, he
He's a graphic poet.
He
Yeah.
is. All right, and then there's these fucking guys. All right, Texas announced that they had found all of these people who were voted and on the register who they were doubting their citizenship.
Right.
And they made this big announcement, and then they started to send the counties the information. And what was happening was that there were a lot of voters in Texas who had driver's license when they were registered residents. They were legal immigrants, and then they naturalized, but they were on the system as having been like registered legal immigrants, not citizens. And so that was what they were cross-referencing. And one particular county got a list of 366 registered voters to check under the suspicious voting system, and every single one of them was a citizen.
But it's voter frauds everywhere. It's the people are dead people are voting. Oh, it's bollocks.
Yep.
They can't. They again, and they've shown it's as an extension to the point you're making here. The fact that old Turtle Boy, or should I say Murray? That's what we should call him from now on. McConnell was saying that it was a power grab by the Democrats to have election day become a national holiday. Now you think to yourself, well, if having the American people have a better access to being able to vote is a power grab, basically you're saying that the American people being able to vote is against your power.
Exactly.
Which suggests to me you're not a very good Democrat, small d Democrat, because obviously he's a Republican.
Well, I think he's an oligarch, technically.
Yeah, okay, but you know what I mean. He's a member of the Republican Party, not a member of the Democratic Party. So when I say he's not a very good Democrat, he does not believe in democracy.
Well, he wants to keep the facade of democratic legitimacy while limiting the voters to and only people who can vote for him.
Yeah, white people.
Yeah. Well, I've run out of things. And now I've probably just blown everything I was going to talk about on my Sunday live show, but that's okay. This was fun.
This was fun. Yeah. And on Sunday, well, you've got tomorrow. I'm sure some crazy shit will happen tomorrow. So
yeah, I can. It's not a problem for me to talk for 2 hours. It's surprising how it's not that hard for me. Also,
you don't have to do a show on Sunday.
I like it though.
Yeah, also, exactly. Yeah, but you don't. It's not like now I'm going to have to make something. You could just go. Oh, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to. I don't know. Do something else. Do something fun.
Right. No, I definitely enjoy doing the show, and part of the reason I chat so much is because I'm having a good time doing it, and it's fun.
And they are very good, by the way. People go and watch Kristi's Sunday shows. They're very good.
Ah, thanks. Yeah, I'm trying to get better.
I mean, I am saying that on your channel now, but it will be on my channel tomorrow. So
yeah. That's true. People can go check that out from Kevin's channel. Yeah. So, what did you bring for show and tell besides the Kraut video? No, I pretty much lined up the show I'm giving.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but we can watch the bearing video if you want.
Oh yeah, that's right. Also, we were going to talk more about before we do that. We were going to talk about Ian Miles Chong too, and Andy Warski, weren't we?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Let's slum a little bit more.
Yeah. So we're going back to Keemstar and
basically.
Yeah. Sort of like nationalism or something. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, gosh, where even to start? So, with Andy and Ian, this was a drama that I kind of caught up with a little bit late. But my understanding of it is, well, why don't you say a little bit about who Ian Miles Chong is? I think that's good background for people.
Ian Miles Chong, or as I'm calling him, the Chongus among us. He was an anti-gamergator who became a pro-gamergator. And is a pretend journalist who will lie and say anything that someone who's paying him will say. And he's a piece of right-wing garbage. He is arguably the most wrong man on the internet now. He's some of the hottest, spiciest takes on Twitter, which are almost always incorrect. and really interestingly incorrect. Like he finds his own angles of stupidity. And he was working with Andy Warski on a gaming channel whose name I've totally forgotten. Game Break or something.
Hype something break, baby?
Hype Break, yes,
something?
there we go. Hype Break. And it was 50-50. They owned it both. And he seems to have stolen it from Warski. Yeah, as well as then involving himself in some weird ops where he had managerial access to Andy Warski's channel and changed some of his what do you call it? Thumbnails to homosexual pornography.
Yeah.
In order to try and get him struck down, to get Andy Warski's channel struck down, because Warski was going to do a series on Chong and all of this stupidity where he'd fucked Warski over and stuff, right?
But there's more background.
There?
Well, there's the whole thing that Andy Warski and Tonka Saw were meant to have the fight.
Yeah.
And Tonka Saw didn't show, and he's been getting a lot of crap. And Failure from Tonka Saw's show went over to Andy Warski and was going through some of his DMs with Vamp.
Oh yeah, he went full Cohen. He went full Cohen.
He did the full Michael Cohen. Yeah.
Yeah. Turned on him like a bastard.
Tweet.
which was fun. Yes. Yeah, so there's all of that, but with the gay pornographic thumbnails, just as an aside, the interesting thing about that is he could have achieved the same end, or potentially achieved the same end with straight porn, but wouldn't have broken Malaysian law because gay porn's illegal there.
Not bright.
Not bright. And I'm not saying that's okay. I'm just pointing that out as a factual thing. Gay porn is illegal in Malaysia, and he clearly possessed at some time gay pornography, provably. So not a good idea. Really.
So also another example of dumbness. But back to so Failure went over to Warski's side and was going through DMs with, I think, Vamp Candy. And Vamp Candy had said at some point in there, and someone else, not Failure, read out something along the lines of, I hope Andy's going to find out that I'm still talking to Ian. And Andy realized that he was talking to Ian, and then Ian was telling things to Tonka Saw, and that blew up between them. So there's all this. It's like, it's almost like EastEnders. There's so much drama here. It's crazy. Right. So there's now what happened was that Andy Warski had cops. So the whole channel thing happened. And then Andy Warski had cops show up at his front door. Yes. And in Canada, they don't swat you because they're Canadian. They're nice. They don't just knock your door down with guns in your face. So people say he got swatted. He didn't get swatted. He got investigated. All right. Yeah. Let's not up.
But yes, but to be fair, it's a lot more about intent. I don't think Miles Chong knows that they don't swat people. He was trying to get him swatted, and we know this because he's done it before. In fact,
that's also
the guy called, oh shit, what's his name? Anyway, Miles Chong got another guy swatted. Provably, he admitted to this, and in the process of that, the guy's dad's dog got killed by a police flashbang.
It's really
basically, yeah. So absolutely atrocious. And Miles Chong just sat there laughing about it. So, I mean, he's a really callous, nasty bastard. And the fact that Andy Warski, he didn't get swatted because in Canada they don't swat. But the intention was to get him swatted and potentially endanger his life.
All right. Well, I guess like those degrees of doxing, I guess you could say there's different interpretations of like what constitutes a swat. But that being noted. All right.
Well, no, it wasn't a swat, but it was an attempted swat. Like
okay, I would agree.
Swatted.
Yes. Yeah, but Andy wasn't swatted; he was investigated. It was an attempted swat that led to an investigation.
And being the dense prick that he is, did a really stupid thing by allowing the police to check his house without a warrant.
Yeah, like what?
What a cretin! I mean,
I'm just not. It's like they didn't find anything, whatever. He didn't feel like it, but just no.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. Yeah, but okay. He had nothing to hide, so he had nothing to fear. But that's a really stupid maxim to live your life by. If the police want to investigate your house, fine. I've got nothing to hide, but make sure they've got a fucking warrant to be there.
Yes.
Make sure it's all on the book. It's all above board. Come on.
Yeah. Well, did you see that Keemstar posted audio of somebody who has what he says is Ian Miles Chong admitting to calling the police on Andy?
Well, I did because you sent it to me twice.
Oh yeah, well that's because I hit the wrong copy button.
So Kristi sent it to me, and then an hour later she sent it to me again, and I was like, "What? It's the same thing? What?"
And
It confused me. It
the thing
Confucius
about
me.
It Confucius you. Yeah, the thing about Facebook is in those messages, I can delete it, but you'll still see it. So I can't, like, if I double post.
I'm now just chuckling about Confucius again. Jesus.
You want me to? Should we play that out? Should that be our last minute of the show?
Yes, yeah, because that was brilliant. I mean, that will never not be funny.
I'll have to pull that up again.
An idiot going Confucius, Confucius, like, just what a twat.
I did.
Like,
oh, I was gonna say, I knew how. I hoped you were. I really hoped in my heart you were going to react exactly the way you reacted.
I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe. I was laughing that hard. Jesus.
Some of me laughing was laughing at how hard you were laughing.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad.
Yes. All right, but yes, getting back to it. So yeah, Ian basically was telling somebody why he did it. Now, unless the tapes turned out to be edited or whatever else. But yeah, just kind of ridiculous stuff.
Yes, quite. So are we gonna play the tapes?
Yeah. I just have to pull it up though, and then pull it back to because I try to avoid listening to as much of Cog as I have to.
Yeah, he's yeah. I don't listen to his show anymore. Well, I never really did, but I watched bits and bobs of him, and he's foul.
Oh, he is. Yeah. He's really awful. So I know that it starts at 29:58 or so. So I'm just queuing it up, and then I will screen share. So anyway, before we go, so we'll do this, and then we'll kind of do the outro. But in case, is there anything else on your channel that you got coming up that you want to plug? Since I did my Sunday show already.
Shit, I don't think I have. I've been editing my latest episode of Pray Get FU, but that won't be out for a few days. But other than that,
and you had a Manosphere out recently, right?
Yeah. Happy Humble Hermit, Migto, Gobshite, yeah. And I've got a couple of interesting ones coming up on that as well. One very interesting one, which I won't go into too much, but a man who was convicted of very serious crimes. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and as for me, I don't see too many people in the chat talking. That's okay. That's because we don't pay attention to you guys. But if you do want me to pay attention to you,
throwing shade.
Yeah, we don't, but it's true. I talk to the chat in my live show. I'm going to actually try to do it in a slightly more formatted way, where I maybe do it like 15 minutes in and then 10 minutes before the top of the hour or whatever. But it has been fun chatting with you guys, and so I want to try to figure out a good format that's a balance between me doing stuff and then us chatting, because I think just pure chat shows are really boring. So yeah. All right. So
hang on. Are you gonna play the media review of Miles Chong?
The Keemstar stuff.
Yeah, because that's because we said, oh well, there's this audio of this.
Okay, all right, fair
admitting to the thing. So let's
enough.
play the audio of the thing. Words are not my friend tonight.
Kevin, my setup is so sweet. I can just do that on the fly. I just do like that.
Exactly, okay. You're teabagging the mic because
I teabag the microphone because I go nuts on it.
You do.
Or get me on it. I'll go crayon it like a color book. All right. How come
I told them that he was.
All right. This is not nearly loud enough, so let me adjust for the room echo, and hopefully we won't be all blown out. So this is Ian Miles Chong as put out by Keemstar.
And hopefully soon the Mississauga police will be paying him a nice little visit. I told them that he was armed and dangerous, because he is. He's got guns, and that he's prone to bouts of schizophrenia and bouts of violence. So he might be in for.
Can I just say? Well, he says that he's got guns, but he let the police search him again without a warrant, and they didn't find anything. So does he have guns?
Or if he has guns, he owns them legally.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, it's just so again. It's not only is he trying to get him swatted, but it seems he's lying about him as well. Which again, I'm not trying to sit here defending
Andy Warski. No, it's about shitty behavior in social, especially with someone with such a huge following.
Yeah.
You know, people pay attention to what he does, and then he's going to get blowback from it. So yeah. Get out your popcorn, basically.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun. This is
definitely,
like I say, it's dog turd against dog turd. So whoever loses is going to be fun.
This is like laughing at Cog. It's just, it's a little bit of entertainment at the expense of idiots. Okay, here we go.
It's all true, by the way. He is prone to all these things, so yeah, that's not just me trying to get him killed. That's actually true. They need to be careful.
But it's, oh god, so he's saying it's not just me trying to get him killed. It's not just me trying to get him killed. So he's saying I am sort of trying to get him killed, but it's not just that. What the? What kind of psychotic bullshit is this?
Why do people? I don't understand. Like, what? I don't even understand like the idea of all the stuff he did, the doxing, all of that kind of stuff. He's just like his calculations are beyond my reasoning. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, if doing fuckery is bad enough, but you're doing it to people who know how to do it better,
and then just
and have bigger audiences and stuff. Like,
you're
not gonna. It's not gonna work for you, man.
And and then it's like, oh, you know how people are on Discords, how people are on social media. Why would you?
Discord is just utter cancer. The more and more I see of it, the thing, is there anything positive that comes out of that shit?
I think so.
I did in my recent Manosphere. It was from the MGTOW server run by the guy for my Descent of Manosphere video, and it was just filled with awful people saying and believing and arguing for atrocious things. I mean, just stuff, unconscionably evil things, just awful. Yeah. Anyway,
I don't recognize this interface. Is this? I mean, I don't. The Instagram doesn't have an audio feature, I assume. So, does this look like anything you recognize? Like it's not like Signal, or it's not WhatsApp, or they're just audio files. So,
yeah, I'm not sure.
But it says still great at the top of it. So,
yeah. So I genuinely don't know. I don't know what service that is.
Okay. Well, we'll leave the mystery with the chat on that one. And then I think, we're just gonna enjoy a minute of dumb.
Yeah. Hang on. What? Did you take a picture then? Did I hear a picture being taken? Yeah. I've gone mad. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So you ready? You ready, Kevin? Are you warmed up?
I was born ready.
Oh, you already saw. I also thumbed this video down for all the racism, for all the laughs.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I did.
You didn't need to explain that. That's fine. Yeah.
I just got fed up. I was like, "Fuck you."
And also, he's so dumb that he deserves to be thumbed down. Yes.
Well, it is true. Like, not knowing who Confucius is. I don't know how you. Anyway, let's go.
Something that should create nothing but questions, and I've got none. Isn't that interesting? And then Akajin, what is this? Is this Old King James? Is this I can't even read it. Confucius? Confucius? What the fuck is that word, Abo boy? I have no idea what that means. Well, yeah, neither do I, because I don't know if that's a Confucius. Anyone? I'm gonna. Can you read it? I'm gonna type that into each chat over here. Confucius. Is that a word? Confucius? Confucius? Confucius. I can't even say that.
He's so close there. He's nearly got it.
Confucius? I don't know. I'm going to put it in both chats. Go crazy, guys, with that one. It throws me for a loop. Confucius? Confucius. It's an existing word. I know. Confucius. Is this Confucius? Fair enough. If that makes sense, I've never seen that word before.
You dense bastard. Fucking hell.
Speaking of dense bastards, we didn't get around to bearing.
Yeah, well, we can save that for another day if you want.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, honestly, we can't top COG. So
yeah, there's no point. Exactly, there's no point trying.
No. Just let that be. Just let that be a moment.
So maybe we'll do one next week, and it'll be the bearing video, which was sort of funny, where he tries to take on Angry Aussie and fails.
Oh, all right. So I've not seen that one. I will continue. I will embargo that. I will do a live reaction. It won't be as good as your live reaction to the video gem I found this week, but it will still be a chance to shit on bearing. So.
It will. It's absolutely nowhere on that level, but it's still pretty good, and it's funny, and we can talk about the serious things because it's about the Gillette advert and stuff. So
oh, cool, yeah.
Take down bearings, gender nonsense as well.
All right, and also hear from Angry Aussie. Is that the channel name? That guy?
Yes, Angry Aussie. Yeah, he was Andy. This very, very nice Australian chap.
Yeah, he's got some good takes.
Yeah, friend of the channel.
Well, of you, but not me. I don't know him. You have to.
Well, you don't know him, but if you did know him, he would be a friend as well because he's a good guy.
Okay, I believe that.
He's a good guy.
All right. Well, thanks to the 99 people who are watching. Appreciate it, you guys. Sorry I didn't get more into the chat, but
No,
if you guys...
I'm only going to say thank you to 98 of them. You know
Oh,
who
yeah.
you are. You know who you are.
Well, what you're watching on as well, right? So one of them is you. Is that the person you're not saying hi to?
No, I'm saying hello to me.
Oh, okay. It's someone else out of that 99.
Obviously, I'm not mental. Obviously, I'm saying hello to myself. That would be silly. Jesus.
So I will check the chat if you guys have anything else. I think it stays up for a minute or two afterwards. But otherwise, I'll see you guys on Sunday. Go check out the stuff in Kevin, not in Kevin's channel, on Kevin's channel. Learning German is messing up my prepositions. And
well, that's clearly the greatest historical crime Germany's had is
Yeah.
messing up the prepositions of Westerners. Absolutely.
well, considering how you feel about grammar on that grammatical bombshell,
Yeah, it's a grammatical blitzkrieg, is what it is.
I've been Kristi. You guys watching have been awesome. People in the future watching all the way to the end have been awesome. And Kevin has been awesome, especially his laughing tonight. That has been extra awesome. So goodbye from me and goodbye from Kev. Say goodbye, Kev.
Goodbye, Kev.
Bye, everyone.